The Feline Health Internship came into being 2 years ago. Dr. Trevetti with the NC State Pre-Vet program and I met, and we were discussing here at Wake County Animal Center, we really have an influx of cats and kittens every summer, and so we were starting a clinical trial with NC State Veterinary School. So the goal, I started thinking, how can we accomplish all this work? We have so much work. How can we create something that would benefit both? And I started thinking about pre-veterinary students.
These pre-vet students are essentially doing the grassroots work of a prospective clinical trial in the natural shelter setting.
I've gained a lot of practical experience and then a lot of knowledge of how animals move through the shelter. I've always been interested in animal rescue, but it's a lot different, and then I really like what I've learned here, and knowing when an animal comes in, what happens with it, whether it's a surrender or a stray, their path through the shelter is something that's been really interesting to follow and learn.
I feel like I've gained a lot more hands-on experience than I had with other veterinary-related experiences.
The responsibilities and the duties of a feline health intern at the Wake County Animal Center is they are really kind of the go-to person for helping with the kittens and during kitten season.
And these students are running this citizen science-based project where they're recruiting foster volunteers, they're training them how the study works, they're gathering the data, and then the research piece of that is that they will also spend time in our laboratory here at NC State at the vet school and process samples that they've collected from these kittens. And what that clinical trial involves is a new probiotic, so a new healthy bacterium, and the potential use of that bacterium to help kittens that develop diarrhea while they're in foster care.
They assist with what we call kitten updates, which every 2 to 3 weeks kittens come back in, they get weighed, they get dewormed, they get vaccines. So all of that kind of veterinary care, they're a big part of that care for the kittens during the summer, because we can have 1,000 kittens, 1,500 kittens go out to foster care during the summer, and that's a lot of kittens to keep track of. They also get experience though just working with our intake technician team. All dogs and cats coming into the shelter, we draw blood for heartworm tests. All animals get vaccinated on intake, and then they also come over to the veterinary clinic and the vet team and may help hold animals for exams. We try to make sure everybody knows how to set up a fecal and read a fecal float, and just learn about some of the things that we're seeing.
I would recommend this internship because it's a really good way to kind of get your foot in the door. All the staff is very friendly and helpful and want to answer all your questions, so I've learned a lot. And just getting more comfortable with handling different animals, gauging how nervous they might be in terms of amount of handling and stuff like that we can do, and other methods that they have to make animals more comfortable.
I definitely would recommend it for other pre-vet students. I think it's really important to try a wider variety of experiences than just working at your regular clinic.
It's one thing to gather clinical experience as a pre-vet student, but to early in one's career aspiration to recognize that veterinarians are involved in research for the sake of animals, and how important that research is, and to become involved in it, I think will really enrich their perspective of the profession, and what I hope is potentially inspire them to want to continue to contribute to the growth of the profession.